Yes, Nilima.
Hello, Masters. Oh, welcome all of you. Welcome to day 4. I think if anyone can, like whoever is flexible, if you are comfortable turning on your cameras, please do so because it will be kind of good to see all of you as well. So, yeah, today we'll be discussing about Sage Anasuya. But before that, let me introduce a bit about myself. I believe many of you might be aware of me. So I'm Nilima. I live in Germany and I have been meditating since 2004. And from then, I have been closely associated with Patriji and I have learned Anapanasati meditation with rigorous practices, with intense sadhana, along with the group, with like we all used to go to the forests and meditate, and that's how my journey has began since 2004. And since 2018, I have moved to Germany and started to practice even more. And of course, Zoom made like made it more easier to get connected with all of you. So today, as I said, I will be sharing about the sage Anasuya. And thanks to this initiative to Master Sri Lakshmi, that every day we'll be hearing about gurus of the world and what they did to us and what they did and why they came here for us to understand, like why we are here, to understand about them. What is that small thing that we learn from them? So let us go through, let us hear from her words now. Just 1 second, Masters. Yeah, thank you for turning on. It made me more comfortable to see you all. Yeah. So, the name itself, when we think of Anasuya, what do we think? It is Ana plus Asuya, which means the one who is free from envy. So, how beautiful it is. The name itself is Anasuya, means the one who is free from envy. And she is the daughter of sage Kardama and Devahuti. And she is the wife of Rishi Atri. Oh, everyone might be thinking like who is Kardama and Devahuti, and they have 9 daughters like Kala, Anasuya, Havirbu, Khyati, Arundhati, and so on. And all these have been married to the Sapta Rishis, like one of the Rishis. See here, another beautiful thing, Masters, how parenting is more important. Like Kardama and Devahuti, they were the wisest sages and they have given their wisdom. They have passed their wisdom through their children. And again, they got married to the advanced yogis. And we have to be very happy to know about this wise sage who ever walked on earth. And sage Anasuya and Atri, they have lived in a small hermitage in a forest near Chitrakoota, which is in near Madhya Pradesh in the current state, like in India. And she is very well known to bring the famous Mandakini River. Mandakini means like she who flows calmly. And here another interesting, Masters, another interesting thing here. When we think of Sage Anasuya, majorly she did her work in silence. She did not utter a word. She never thought to anyone. But her silence, through her silence, in her aura, within her aura, she changed many people. She helped many people. And she brought the Mandakini river to the earth to remove the suffering of the sages and animals because they have been starving out of due to the lack of water. And of course, there are many great accomplishments and many great spiritual achievements of this sage. And even Brahma, Vishnu, Maheshwara, they have been born to this beautiful couple, Sage Anasuya and Atri. They have been born as one person, which is Dattatreya, and then as Chandra, and then as Durvasa. So this couple have 3 children. and why she came. Why she came to the planet Earth, first of all. Because many sages have brought her. And why? Because she was born in an age when the world was losing its moral clarity. And when the world is starting to forget the importance of silence. And also in the age where men started to forget to treat their female counterparts as equals. During that time, she came to show the strength of the women. So she haven't been to any sort of hermitages to learn the wisdom. Through her stillness, through her silence, by observing the nature, she have learned. From the womb itself, she have learned. And she has been called as a heart of mother and the wisdom of the Gnani. And because of her wisdom, I think we have to say that so much of the planet Earth has been um, happy. Like we will understand more from her, acts, that why the planet Earth nourishes her arrival on her arrival to this, to this Earth. So before going that, let's understand a little bit about her childhood. And when she was in her mother's womb itself, she almost used to feel, uh, the nature, and she used to feel the stillness behind all the things. It was like a gentle temple for her. The mother's womb itself is like a gentle temple. So just like in the womb itself, she started to read, she started to understand everything, and she have learned even meditation when she was in the mother's womb itself. And through her silence, after like through her silence, and she felt the fire of inner clarity, and she did lot of tapasya just like many male sages do. And through her intense sadhana, or through her intense meditation, she helped to create many things on this earth that would shape for generations to come. Now we have a little bit understood about her childhood, and let's understand about her love and why she chose to marry Sage Atri. Because Sage Atri, when she first met Atri, her spirit recognized him. So there was an immense calmness when she saw her, when she saw him. And he was not just a sage to her. There was a space, there was an empty, there was steady, there was a stillness that she have noticed. Through that stillness, she got connected to him. And also here another interesting element is Sage Atri never have treated her lesser. He always have seen her as equal because he knows the importance of her. He have seen how great she is through his own sadhana. And that is why these couple have taught the entire humanity of how the partners, like the husband and wife, should be treated as equal, not one as superior nor inferior. Everyone is equal. So that is one of the biggest thing that these people came to this planet Earth to teach the humanity of how to treat the partners like equally. And this is what even he saw about Sage Anasuya. And he saw that, and together they built a home where the sacred could breathe freely. So, home is not something which is seen in the materialistic world, but home is something which they nourished inwardly, where they created that sacredness, where they created that space so that they feel comfortable with each other. And in that sacred space, they don't need to speak much. Their presence itself spoke volumes, as if it is like a prayer. So that comes through rigorous practice. And one should also, the partner should also inspire the other and should invoke the beauty of them through the meditation. So this is what they have thought about the partnership goals to the humanity. And now let us understand where they have lived. So, for example, they have no grand ashram. They lived, as I said earlier, they lived in Chitrakoot, where the forest was very dense, and many of the women used to come to her with a lot of questions. However, Sage Anasuya never uttered a word. Always, what she does is somehow in her aura they get transformed, and also she used to give, like she used to place their hands in the soil or just gave them water to carry or invited them to sit in stillness in that meditative state. So that itself is a transitioning for them, like something have shifted in that spark have ignited in them to remember their strength. So always, masters, here we think like, many of the times we have this question like, who are we? Why we came here? But I would say, instead of questioning, who are we? Understand yourself or try to remember who you are, because that remembrance is the strength that we see the divinity all among us. Now, we have seen about a bit of her personal life, and Sage Anasuya also have helped Sri Ram and Mata Sita also in the Dandakaranya forest, and they eventually, even through the Lanka, like when Mata Sita was in Lanka as well, she used to feel the presence of Sage Anasuya. And Sita Ma have learned the meditation, like observing the breath from the Sage Anasuya. So it has been mentioned in the Untold Story of Sita book. If anyone of you have not read, I greatly recommend you to read this book, which is written by Dina Miriam. And it has been mentioned that when Sita Ma was traveling through the southern India, Sage Anasuya do not know what to give, and she gave her the fruits of meditation. As I said, even Sita Ma have learned the meditation of observing the breath from Sage Anasuya. Or always in the forest, they have felt their presence. However, now let us see when Mata Sita have been captivated by Ravana. Here, it's an interesting element because we have been, I just went a little further because we want to understand more about the importance of Sage Anasuya. For that, we need to understand a little bit about the Ravana's illusion as well, of how he created the illusion to Mata Sita. Ravana have created like the parents' death to Mata Sita, and even she believed it for a while, and she was in deep pain, she was in sorrow, and then she was thinking like, what has happened, why everything around her was like Mata Sita is like completely devastated. I mean, she got devastated by seeing the parents death. And one day Sage Anasuya have appeared in front of her, and she made her realize that Ravana have created an illusionary world, and with her power she helped Mata Sita to understand that her parents are alive, and that Midila is also safe. And in the like she saw her father in the deep meditation, and she then Sita Mata have thanked her for revealing the truth. So this is how Sage Anasuya was always helping the people who are in need, and even helped Sri Ram and Sita Mata during this exile period as well. And seeing these illusions, Sage Anasuya have seen how difficult to come out of these illusions, and she gave all the strength that is required to win for this battle to Mata Sita, because Mata Sita is there in Lanka to, to get rid of those mental manipulations by Ravana so that he lose the power, and that's how they worked. And always Mata Sita have been inspired by Sage Anasuya, and always she tells about the stories of Sage Anasuya and her husband Atri. And after, again, like this was another story. So all the night time she used to tell the stories to Love and Kush. Like you all know that they were the children of Sri Ram and Mata Sita. And one day she was telling a story about the sage Anasuya and sage Atri, by telling them the importance of them, of how they lived in a Chitrakoot forest, and how it was completely dark, and there was no um, that there is lack of water, there is no life, and even the animals were suffering. So this was another beautiful thing, that when Sage Anasuya and Atri have been to the forest, they found a calm place so that they can meditate. However, looking around, they have seen that the trees were dying due to lack of water, and the animals were suffering, and that there is no life. Even the humans were suffering. And this made Sage Anasuya very sad. And one day she was walking in the forest where she came across the tiger. And sometimes those beautiful moments we learn from another, like some other people. Just like that, she have learned from tiger. You know what the tiger have did? He was thin and faint because due to the deprivation of food. However, the tiger was digging with his paws into the earth in search of water. Oh, her compassion got awakened by seeing this thing. And then she questioned herself what happened to this forest. And also she asked the tiger, like, what is happening? And then the tiger have responded that the forest has been cursed and there has been no rain for 10 years. And then Anasuya made a commitment then and there to bring the water and to bring the life back to the forest. This is how she have decided herself to serve the planet Earth, and she found her purpose. Oh, that night in meditation, she traveled to the celestial world in search of help. And here comes the interesting thing. What is a celestial world? So we all think like celestial worlds are above the clouds. It is another dimension which is above the earth plane, and that we can travel to the celestial worlds, physically, or through some sort of these equipments. But it is not that. And what Mata Sita have said is to their children to close their eyes, and she instructed to go deep within, which means the celestial world is inside us. The celestial world is inside us. So Sage Anasuya also have went inside, and she have created the mental images within her of how she wanted to see the planet Earth. And that's where she brought all the beauty and life. By seeing in that celestial world, she envisioned how she wanted to see the planet Earth. And when she have seen the planet Earth, of course, we know that, as I said, the water was not there. There is scarcity of water. And then she went to Mandakini River. And initially, Mandakini Devi was hesitant to come because there is no life, and she was very blissful in her state. And Sage Anasuya, in that celestial world, she went and asked for help, to restore the forest, to restore all the beauty, to restore the beauty of the planet Earth. And it is for the love of the humanity that Sage Anasuya have taken this big decision of to go deep within. And out of her love, even Mandakini Devi, who was hesitant, she came to planet Earth. And she came just out of love, and only for the purity, out of love for the trees, for the animals, for the humans who are dependent on plants and animals. And she came out of love to this planet Earth, as said. So this is the devotion one should be having. And even Sage Anasuya have traveled to the places where majority of even the men was unable to travel. So like going to the hill, and even spending her time in intense sadhana. And even she was not having proper food also. She sacrificed even the food for her sadhana. So that much of intense sadhana she have did for the sake of humanity. So this is one of the story that when Sita Ma has been mentioning to the love and kush, what is one particular thing that we need to understand from this? Like all of these disciplines are for one purpose only, which is to understand the strength, to strengthen our willpower. So here, masters, there is more power contained in the human will than all the power of the Surya Dev or the brilliant sun or the great central sun. The only thing is we are forgetting what we are. We are forgetting to tap into that source of willpower. This is what through this story we understand that every person have this infinite source, infinite, um, like infinite willpower. Only thing is it takes practice and training to awaken the will. And this is what Sage Anasuya have tapped into her willpower through her sincerity and practice. By looking at her now, even all the devas were in awe and try to, uh, disturb her in all the ways because they want to understand if the test has been given to her, can she withstand? Is she like a normal human, or can she withstand her test with her intense sadhana? And even the devas have been understood how great she is, and they have been given a blessing to her. And like as said, all the three great people like Brahma, Vishnu and Shiva, the Brahma who is the wisdom, and for Vishnu who is the compassionate, and Shiva who is for the renunciation, they are all born as Dattatreya. And through her divine grace, she also bore Durvasa and then again Chandra. So, this is the beauty. And how she vacated her body is also one of the interesting thing. So, she really lived like a human, just like us. It's not a story that we need to recall from, say, ancient ages, but this is the real story that it has been happened. And even how her merged with the source happened is like one morning she felt a call, not from the above but within, because she was always connected to within, and from within to merge with the source. And beneath show she sat beneath the neem tree and withdrew all her senses into the self and gently became breathless. So there was no death, it was just a merging. The flame just returned into the fire. And masters, here we need to understand one thing, that she is not gone. Whoever sits in silence, whoever holds that space, you can feel her. And wherever the love dissolves the pride, wherever love dissolves the ego, wherever the sacred is tended in the stillness, there she is. She is seen, her presence is felt in the unseen, unseen work. So we all need to do our dharma, not for any sorts of rewards. Here, another thing that we need to understand is there is no need to expect any sorts of rewards. In silence, everything happens. In stillness, everything takes care of its own. The universe takes care of its own. And she always spoke about the truth of inner dharma, especially to the womanhood, that to serve the humanity not out of duty but out of love. Always, as meditation, masters, many of the people have this myth like, when we serve, our karma is gone. But how we need to serve? That is what Sage Anasuya spoke. We need to serve with love, not because our karma, we need to get rid of the karma. When we do good things, the karma always is there. It takes care of its own. Why we need to worry about the other things, but how we want to serve. And the first serving comes with us. We need to understand about ourselves. We need to invoke that love within us so that we can give back that love. We need to serve with love. And we need to understand that the strength lies deep within, and we should be able to see the divinity in everyone, just like equally. Like all the animals, everything, we should be able to see that love, and we should treat equally everyone. So, this is what the significance and the importance about Sage Anasuya is. And such a beautiful thing, masters. Just like Sage Anasuya, let us also go to that intense sadhana, intense practice. Let us go deep within and tap into the source of our willpower so that we are not dependent on externals. Rather, we are dependent on our inner strength, Our inner strength guides us in all the situations. I think with this, let's meditate now. Oh, I request all of you to sit in meditation. Please have some glass of water before you sit for meditation. Thank you, Dakshaji. Yeah, it was such a sweet gesture from you. Yeah. So please have some glass of water, masters. I think I have to say also, water always holds a memory. So whenever you're having a glass of water in meditation, please make sure that there are no gadgets around so that the water also crystallizes and it becomes the charged water. In these days, it was very much difficult to avoid to put the water away from gadgets, but at least put a little bit distant so that the water gets charged and you will be drinking the charged water after the meditation. So kindly be with your breath. Kindly close your eyes, clasping your hands, crossing your legs, and gently be with your breath. With the normal, natural breath. Let the thoughts pass through you as clouds and do not get attached to those emotions that thought carries. And be in the present moment. Let your breath brings back to you to the present moment. With the help of the music, let us go to the deeper and deeper states. Your breath is your own guru. Let your inner guru when you are with your breath, you are tapping into the infinite sources. Do not open your eyes whatsoever. Come what may. Do not open your eyes. Final 2 minutes. Try to come back slowly to your awareness. In this final 2 minutes, try to sit completely in silence. Be completely aware of your breath. The in breath and the out breath. Final 1 minute. Final 10 seconds. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and 0. Now slowly place your hands over your eyes for a few seconds. Be very gentle with yourself. Do not see the light immediately. Place your hands on your eyes for a couple of seconds. Slowly you may remove your hands and you may open your eyes. Welcome back. Welcome back everyone. And please have some glass of water. It is always important to drink water after the meditation, because during meditation we receive enormous amounts of cosmic energy and we become thirsty as well. So it's important to drink lots of water after the meditation, and the water gets charged as well. So thanks a lot. Thank you so much, Masters. And wanted to share the beautiful experience of this meditation journey, this half an 40, 35 minutes, I think we have did for, where even I got, suddenly I have seen myself floating on the water. And initially I was a bit scared, but then immediately I heard a voice within, like, to be one with the water. So there I have seen, like, we are all in that oneness consciousness. This is what I have seen, that no one is separate and everyone is the same. So not just humans, but the entire nature. So, and I have felt a lot of energies. Thanks to all of you. And thank you, Sri Lakshmi. Thank you for creating such a beautiful platform, and for having this beautiful concept that we all hear about every guru uh, each day, and we learn a lot together. So thank you so much, Masters. And if anyone would like to share anything, please you may raise your hand so that we can unmute you. So not, then thanks a lot. And wish, yes, Master Sri Lakshmi. Yeah.
Thank you so much, Master Nilima, for bringing us such a profound wisdom of Mata Anasuya. Seriously, the way Your taken the session is so beautiful, so gentle, so soft. It's like full of feminine energy in and out. Like everyone has a masculine, feminine energy. I feel so. Everyone has connected with the divine feminine energy within them. The Mata has connected with all of us, with all of them. Thank you so much. And really, you brought that celestial world inside of us with your wonderful storytelling and bringing, adding your experiences, Mata Sita experiences. I loved it. Thank you so much.
Thank you. Thanks a lot. Thank you so much, Rich. Yeah.
Yeah.
Thank you, masters, and have a lovely time. So connect back with all of you for tomorrow's yet another beautiful master is going to come tomorrow. So yeah, let us all connect back for tomorrow's session. Thank you all. Namaste.
Thank you.